All right, let's talk about backward design lesson planning. So, backward design is a way to design lessons and create lesson plans where we're going to start with identifying what we want the students to know at the end of the lesson. And then we plan backwards to put together the lessons, assignments, projects, and so forth to reach that goal. It's a simple and logical way to build our destination without unnecessary confusion or guesswork in what we're doing. So we're going to do this in 4 basic steps. We're going to identify what we want them to know. We're going to determine how we know when they've learned it. We're going to come up with the sequence, the segments, the sections, whatever you want to call them, that will help to get us to our goal. And then we're going to build the lessons and assignments in steps to get us where we want to go. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to identify the learning goal. And we're going to do that basically by asking, what do I want students to know, or what do I want students to be able to do by the end of this lesson or this unit or whatever it is we're talking about? And remember, we're going to identify a main thing. We're not going to make a long list. We're just going to identify a main measurable goal. So for example, something as simple as students can identify a short story's theme. Students can simplify fractions. Students can build a website, and so on. This becomes our target or our goal of all of the lessons that we're going to create that are going to support achieving that goal. So second, how will I know that they've actually learned it? We're going to use measurable assessments. Doesn't have to be a big test. It can take a whole bunch of forms. We can do a project. We can do exit tickets. We can do some kind of written piece. We can do a verbal response. We can even do a short quiz, something like that. We want to choose things that have students applying what they've learned instead of just memorizing facts and spitting them back at us. The point here is that we plan the assessment before we choose the assignments. So third, we're going to step back. We're going to break the learning into specific sections that can serve as the guide for our lessons and our assignments. Only after we've kind of broken it down to how we're going to, the sequence we're going to follow, can we get to the final step, which is actually creating the lessons and projects and activities and all that kind of stuff that actually teach the students what we want them to know. This is where we're going to create everything that we're going to use when we go through and do the instruction for this lesson. It's our do nows, mini lessons, the modeling that we do, all the guided practice, all the exit tickets we use, all the independent work, all the group work, and so on. The key is that everything is aligned to reaching that learning goal. We're going to use lessons that build on each other toward our goal and are appropriate not only to the subject, but to that specific class and the learning level of those specific students. All classes and all students are different. We're going to structure to meet each individual class and each individual student. So keep in mind, if it doesn't move us to our goal, then we're going to dump that activity, no matter how cute or fun or anything like that, or how many years we've used it. If we're using backward design, it means we're going to stay focused on achieving that goal. Now, an important thing to remember is that if our course builds on itself, like a foreign language or a programming course, things like that, we can use backward design lesson planning for the entire year by defining what students should be able to do when they leave in June, and then building back from there in the same way that we do individual lessons. So that's backward design.